Imagine proving that thought itself can be mechanized. Not building a computer, not touching a screen, not even seeing a computer, just sitting in a room with paper and deciding that intelligence might be nothing more than a sequence. 1936. Rain outside. A desk. A strip of paper divided into squares. A 24-year-old mathematician staring at emptiness. No machine. No humming electricity. No glowing interface. Only symbols. Only rules. Only procedure. People imagine computers beginning with metal. Wrong. They began with restraint. One blank tape. One reading head. One instruction. Move. Read. Write. Repeat. That was enough. And suddenly, something terrifying appeared. You do not need millions of machines. You need one machine capable of becoming all others. Turing was not trying to invent computers. He was trying to answer a colder question. Can thought itself be executed? Can reasoning become procedure? Can intelligence become sequence? If the answer is yes, something uncomfortable follows. Human beings stop looking mysterious. Memory, input, output, state, correction. A strange language begins appearing. Not software, not yet. Blueprint. A room so cold it almost feels post-human. White paper, black symbols. No movement, only execution. And then war arrived. The abstract became physical. Bletchley Park. Rain on brick. Steam in the air. Typewriters. Silence. Every 24 hours, the code changed. 86,400 seconds. Reset. Again. 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 Human minds could not keep pace. And Turing understood something immediately. You cannot defeat a machine with flesh, only with another machine. Copper rotors, mechanical rhythm, endless permutations. The bomb, not genius, not inspiration, throughput, acceleration, search. And for the first time in history, human civilization outsourced thought. Not because it became lazy, because calculation scales better than intuition. And Turing saw it first. He did not invent computers. He discovered that reality already behaves like one. Breaking the code created another problem: knowing too much. Because once Enigma began opening, a horrifying fact appeared. You cannot save everyone. If every ship survives, the enemy notices. If every convoy escapes, the system changes. Access disappears. So decisions began. Not heroic decisions, statistical ones. Some ships warned, some ignored, some routes protected, others allowed to continue. Probability became command. Imagine seeing futures and selecting losses. War becoming optimization. Rows, tables, likelihood, outcome, not hatred, allocation, cold rooms, maps, rain, mechanical humming, white paper, black numbers, people surviving because somebody calculated. Then the war ended. the machine stopped. Turing did not. Everyone else looked at peace. Turing looked at biology. Why stripes? Why spirals? Why branching? Why does nature keep repeating patterns? He asked a dangerous question. What if life itself is executable? Not metaphor. Instruction, reaction, diffusion, growth, repeat, leopard spots, pine cones, shells, branching trees, nature running code. And then something even stranger happened. The machine turned. Not Germany, Britain, the same state, the same administration, the same bureaucratic logic, detected a defect, not intellectual, personal, and responded exactly the way systems respond, administratively. No public spectacle, no dramatic violence, only correction, chemical intervention, hormonal suppression, biological rewrite, a machine applying procedure to one of its architects. And maybe that is the coldest part of Turing's life. He helped build the logic of the modern machine. And then the machine used that same logic on him. 1954. A room. Silence. An apple. No manifesto. No final speech. No theatrical ending. Only one last decision. A precise shutdown. And maybe that was the final irony. Turing spent his life proving that reality behaves like code. And in the end, the code executed him too. Most people think Alan Turing invented computers. Too small. That is the comfortable version of the story. The safe version. The museum version. The version where one brilliant man helps create modern technology. Reality is colder. Turing did not just invent a machine. He changed the way civilization understands thought itself. He proposed something far more dangerous than a computer. He proposed that intelligence can be reduced to process. That reasoning can be reduced to steps. That decisions can be reduced to sequence. That mind can be translated into system. And once that door opens, it never closes. Because if thought can be mechanized, then prediction can be mechanized. Control can be mechanized. War can be mechanized. Bureaucracy can be mechanized. Even biology can be mechanized. That is why Turing feels larger than the machine he helped create. He was not merely building hardware. He was uncovering the operating logic beneath reality itself. The hidden possibility that the world is full of executable structures. Language, code, war, patterns in nature, administrative systems, human behavior. All of it waiting to be processed, waiting to be translated, waiting to be run. And perhaps that is why Turing's story feels so disturbing. Not because it ends in tragedy, but because it feels prophetic. He looked at paper and imagined software before software existed. He looked at war and saw optimization. He looked at biology and saw instruction. He looked at civilization and saw process. And in the end, Alan Turing did not simply help invent the computer. He revealed something much colder. That human civilization may have been behaving like a program all along. Fade, silence,